Hello, everybody, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV for Survivor Season 35, Episode 3. We have some amazing guests in the studio for you tonight. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Survivor fans, we are here tonight in the AFTERBUZZ TV studios for the best show of all time. Of course, Survivor. We have two very special guests tonight. If you haven't noticed, Dom and Mike aren't here, but we have two great Survivor superfans with us. So before we get into that, I'm Paige Bonanno. I'm your host. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Paige Bonanno. And my co-host?
What's up, everybody? I'm Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. And like Paige said, we have some Survivor super fans in studio. We're really excited to have them. They are Benjamin and Matthew Royer from Disney's Best Friends Whenever, and more recently have launched their own YouTube channel called Twinger Talk, where they are doing interviews with sports professionals. So go check that out and subscribe if you like it. Matthew, Benjamin, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Where can they find you guys?
You can find me everywhere at The Matthew Royer.
And you can find me everywhere at The Ben Royer.
That's awesome. We are so excited to have you guys tonight. And like we said, they're huge Survivor superfans.
Huge.
So you guys have said that you've watched and rewatched Survivor many a time, right?
Yes, we have.
So what interested you in Survivor so much that you started becoming superfans of this?
It's the social aspect of the game and the strategy
Yeah.
that kept me interested in the game itself, especially because of that every single player plays a different way, and you can study the game and find out which strategies actually work and which don't. It's very interesting to watch every season.
No, that's a great point.
My Survivor love started with season 28 and Tony Vlachos. And the Survivor game, just the craziness and all the characters and all the character development and the strategy involved in playing Survivor that I really enjoyed, and it transitioned into Big Brother and new seasons of both shows.
I feel like a lot of our viewers and our fans in the live chat can totally relate to that because everybody loves Tony.
Oh, yeah. I mean, besides me, everybody.
Yeah,
because I do
yeah.
not like Tony. Show off your buffs, guys. They're way ahead of us.
Oh, my gosh.
We don't even have buffs.
You guys,
God, that's awesome.
We do need to get those.
We do.
We are obviously going to go through tonight's episode, but we're also doing our fantasy draft for Survivor, and Matthew and Benjamin are going to fill in for Dom and Mike and actually going to pick for them.
Yep.
So they have to go last because, Dom and Mike aren't here tonight, so...
Yeah, that's what happens when you're slacking.
So one of them's going to get Patrick, that's all we're saying. Let's just dive right into this episode.
Yes.
So Season 35, Episode 3, My Kisses Are Always Private. I guess, what was your overall thoughts on the show tonight?
I'm really surprised on how CBS is airing these episodes, especially since it's the first season. We haven't had any reward challenges, and they've been focusing on character development, which hasn't happened in a long time. And I think that was one of the reasons Game Changers lacked in fan interest, was because we didn't get any character development. They just thought, oh, we knew these players, we didn't need to know anything else about them. It was just strategy the whole entire show. So this season we actually get to know about these people, and it's actually a lot better to watch this season, and I think this episode was maybe the strongest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to agree with Matthew on the character development standpoint, because on every single tribe you have different... You can have a personality for almost every single person involved in the season so far. Even the people that have been voted off during the season, they've had something that either caused them to get voted off, or their personality was intertwined in different relationships that caused them to get voted off.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's a couple characters that, I feel like the character development has been very strong for some people, and there's been a couple that we were talking earlier, and we're like...
2 or 3 where you don't remember who they are.
Yeah.
We were like, I feel like I've seen that girl once on camera. Like, I still don't know your name.
It's either the editors are avoiding them, or it's just they are not interesting at all.
Or also the fact that we haven't gone to tribal with that, you know what I mean?
That's true, And I think just piggybacking off of what Matthew said, I feel like they are doing a lot of character development just because this show, or this season at least, Hustlers versus Healers versus Heroes, it's just a weak concept. I know that when we first saw the preview last season, we were all like, really? We were a little disappointed. What did you guys think when you saw the preview last season?
Well, I was at the finale when we saw the preview, and I truly thought that I don't really care for the season theme.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying.
That was such a nice way to put it. I just don't really care for it.
The season theme is for Jeff Probst to be able to build the show up and be like a brand new dynamics.
Yeah.
And just at the preseason press.
Heroes
That's all he
versus
needs to do.
hustlers.
It's
Well,
basic.
building on Jeff Probst, it gives him a chance to every challenge to say something about a healer or a hustler or a hero.
yeah.
You saw
He loves brain, brawn, and beauty so much that he needs other things that rhyme or have
Like,
the same
oh,
beginning
He likes
letter.
trios.
Yeah, like look at this person. They can't do it because they're a hustler, clearly. You know,
like what, millennials versus Gen X. This sounds clearly a millennial thing, you know.
this is definitely a millennial or Gen X thing,
Seriously.
for sure. So I guess right at the start of episode 3, we go into the hustlers right away because obviously, you know, Simone was voted off last week. We see that her clothes are still there, which obviously shows that she was very confident going into tribal by not bringing all of her stuff there, which is a little surprising because it was kind of clear that she was on the chopping block, I thought.
I thought for her last episode, it was either her or Patrick. Just like this week, Patrick was on the chopping block again. But Simone, we didn't even learn anything about Simone, really.
Right.
Her and Katrina both were very lackluster first boots because we didn't really care for them. They were just there.
Yeah.
And, like, we could clearly see that they were on the outs when they went to tribal.
Yeah, even today, I was like, wait, who was the first person voted out? I couldn't even remember, and it was 2 days, like
What's
2 weeks
crazy
ago.
is that she was an Olympic swimmer. Most people would think, oh, yeah, I remember her.
What Katrina did wrong was that she didn't say she was an Olympic swimmer. They would have looked at her stronger if she just said, "I'm an Olympic swimmer."
I disagree with you. I think that they wanted them to. I think they wanted the mom squad out first, and I don't think her
Then
saying
go
that
after
she's
Chrissy.
an
Then
swimming.
go after Chrissy.
I feel like her saying that she was an Olympic swimmer wasn't going to change anything. It was going to be
It
her
could've
or
gone either
Chrissy. They're
way.
going to target them anyway.
I personally thought that I don't even think Katrina and Chrissy were even in an alliance together.
Agreed. We've
No,
talked
well,
about
yeah,
that.
They
It's
were
too early.
definitely separate entities in the game. They just weren't allied with Benner, Alan, or
Right.
Ashley and Cole.
Yeah, absolutely. We see right away too that like Lauren is kind of on the outs too. Like we noticed, like you said, with Katrina and Chrissy, like they were labeled as the mom group, and we see that Lauren is labeled right away as like the older woman. She's like 30, but like the rest of the, or maybe 35.
She's
but
like,
the rest of the tribe is around 23 to 25, 26. So like we see right away that she, you know, she feels on the out. She compares her tribe to high school kids, and that she's the teacher.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying right away off the bat that Lauren was the next to go. And also that Allie's the most relatable female, which I totally agree with.
It's just frustrating because I feel like they don't give these people a chance to show who they really are and what they can do. I mean, take Katrina, for example. She's an Olympic swimmer. They voted her up because she's part of the mom squad rather than letting her skills develop. I can say the same thing about Simone. You know, Simone was, you know, not as nature prevalent. She was definitely out of her comfort zone, but she still, you know, volunteered to cut the fish and do all of this stuff. So she was willing to, you know, step out of her comfort zone. And I feel like Lauren is going to do that as well. They just needed to give her a second.
I agree with that too, because they always like they were kind of comparing Patrick and Lauren, which one's the lesser of two evils. But Patrick, they were saying, was annoying, but basically he might be easier to deal with because he does better on the challenges, whereas Lauren, they say that she doesn't do a whole lot. But I'm kind of thinking to myself, when did Lauren ever show that she doesn't do a lot? I don't understand
I think it's
that.
just because Patrick's been overpowering the challenges and failing that they don't think of Lauren as a challenge step because she hasn't done anything in the challenges because Patrick
She hasn't gotten the
won't let anybody.
opportunity.
Yeah,
But for an example, Siri Fields hated the experience in Survivor Panama for the first week and a half because she was so out of her comfort zone. But when she finally got into the game, she felt much more comfortable and thrived.
That's a great point, because I feel like Lauren could be someone like that for this season. Like, let's give her the shot to do it, you know?
Well,
like,
I also felt like Simone could have did that as well. Not to keep harping on Simone because she is gone, but I just felt it's just. And we all know that somebody has to go home first. So it's just hard seeing somebody go home first when you're like, I really wanted to see where you could have went.
She took too long to start to develop relationships within her tribe.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Honestly,
I don't really care about Simone going home.
I know you don't.
I think Simone's strategy was, I'm gonna be that person that somebody takes to the end.
Yeah, she wanted to be the GOAT.
She definitely wanted to be the GOAT. She didn't actually want to win the game, it seemed like. She tried to create relationships with people where they just thought of her as a friend and not a strategic ally.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Heroes tribe, moving on from the Hustlers.
Wait, no, we forgot about Rock Octopus.
Oh, yes,
that's
please
our
explain.
favorite
Please
part.
explain.
So Patrick was, everybody was in the ocean, and Patrick walks over, and sees this rock. Well, to everybody else, it was clearly a rock. He thought it was an octopus, and he tried to explain to everybody that you could see its legs, and then stated that everybody else was crazy because they didn't see that it was an octopus.
I think we could have named this episode Rock Octopus, and that we
been
could have
so
called
much
it a
better,
day.
yeah.
Called it
Right
Rocktopus.
there. Right, Rocktopus, right there.
Rocktopus.
I like it. Speaking of Roctopuses, I mean, let's move into other...
Octopus eye.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we see Alan doesn't know how to open coconuts. So a lot of people are having a lot of issues with, you know, the animals, the food on the island,
Yeah.
right? Alan can't open the coconuts, and he's saying, you know what, you guys, it's just really tough out here. So I just think that's funny, like coming from an NFL player, that he can't open the coconuts.
Alan can dish it, but he can't take it.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yes.
And another problem with Alan is that he builds himself up too much to being such a big threat on his tribe, and then he cannot do anything to hold up the
I
status.
think that has a lot to do with him just being an NFL player. I mean, NFL players just happen to have like huge egos.
Yeah.
Except he
So-
didn't exactly play well in the NFL.
He's not in it
That's
anymore
true.
either,
No,
right?
no.
Well, he played 2 years ago, but like he's not a good NFL player. He was at best mediocre. Like,
Don't forget,
Alan, if
forget
you're
you guys.
watching, no.
Yeah, don't forget you guys. They do like sportscast interviews on their YouTube channel, Twinger. So I'm gonna take their
Twinge
word
Talk.
for it.
Subscribe.
Twinge Talk. Sorry.
We see them comparing Alan and JP this episode. Basically, like you said, you know, Alan can dish it, but he can't take it. They're saying that he basically makes his moves out loud, whereas JP is more of a puppy dog waiting for the moves to be made
Yeah.
and waiting for somebody to lead him. I don't know if I see JP that way. I mean,
it's weird because I think it's obvious that Alan is the guy you want to get rid of because JP's just gonna stay there.
right.
JP's gonna just be a guy like Ozzy who's gonna be a great in challenges, not great socially, not great strategically, and he's just gonna do whatever you tell him to do. Alan he'll be told two different things by two different people. He'll get very confused and go nuts.
He'll be running around,
Yeah.
making waves on the beach, like too much.
But what's worse though, I mean, they said that JP is like one of those people that if you give him like a little treat or a little candy, he'll go right to you.
Yeah.
And that's a negative. Whereas Alan is just unpredictable, so it's really like picking, like it's like
Yeah.
being stuck between a rocktopus and a hard place.
It's like between being stuck between a rock and an octopus.
Yeah.
Speaking of the heroes as well, we actually see two different kind of showmances going on. Or I shouldn't use the word showmances. I should use the term power couple.
Power couple.
But we see Ashley and JP, and then we also see Cole and Jessica. So with Ashley and JP, you know, she's saying, I don't know if it's really reciprocated. We see that she thinks that JP is great, and he gets dreamier and dreamier every time she sees him. But she's having a problem because she can't talk to JP because she's already labeled as a power couple, so she can't make the moves that she wants to make.
I'm pretty sure she's overreacting to this power couple thing because they made it pretty clear that they're a couple in this game. Like on
Ashley
day
and JP
one.
made it
on
clear.
day one. So like what's the point of like playing it down?
So you're saying they're not fooling anybody?
Okay,
No.
but also, you might as well play up the power couple thing. Alan can do whatever he wants. It just puts a bigger target on Alan.
Yeah.
But you guys, like, power couples are always targeted though because they
Power
count as
couples
2
are targeted
votes.
if they're dragging each other.
I don't think
If
so.
they
I don't
work
think
together
so.
correctly, they actually can
Okay.
do something.
Like how
if they actually
Figgy
get
and-
Look
well,
at
Figgy and Taylor were just,
blood versus water for a second, you guys. When they were family members versus like the regular people who didn't have family members, they targeted the family members first to separate them because they knew that those people counted as 2 votes.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I think
Except that season was all power couple.
Yeah.
That season was only
Right,
power
but they wanted
couples.
like everybody
So-
separated though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody wanted 2 people who were related to go in the end.
I
to the end
think
together.
everybody, like, I don't know. I think it was blown kind of out of proportion, like you said. Like, I think that Ashley and JP were established as a power couple right away, but since then they've kind of broken away from it. I don't think that she's like, oh, I can't even talk to JP. Like, I can't even get near him. I don't think that should be the case.
Well,
Like,
do you know one power couple that they showed obviously them working together and one ended up getting blindsided this episode, but Allie and Patrick, they both
Okay.
they were friends in college.
oh.
I
Oh,
didn't
you
know
might not
that.
know that.
I didn't know
Survivor
that.
put them on the same tribe and they were friends in college.
Oh.
That explains why she had like
She
this weird
immediately gravitated toward him.
fascination with Patrick. 'cause
You
I
know
was like,
what?
"Oh, snap."
Okay, look at this great insight we're getting, you guys. Okay.
And my issue
All right,
was
we're
this,
getting somewhere.
Why would casting put 2 people
That's
from the same college
very-
and there are photos of them together in a group?
No. Okay.
I mean, let's remember it is TV.
I literally have written down here that I said, Allie really tries to help him. Better for her game. Why? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Why is it better for her game? I
Because
had no
she knows
idea.
if she doesn't help out Patrick outside of the game, he doesn't want to be friends with her.
Well, she also knows that he has an ally, or they have an ally.
Do
in
you
each
think
other.
that's why he was so pissed when he
definitely
was voted off tonight? That makes even more sense.
And she goes up to Patrick and basically says, you need to stop with basically you need to cut your personality down,
Yeah.
but also you need to stop looking for idols. Like, it's like, why do you care so much about this person?
If they're being a problem to your game, just get rid of them.
Right.
Well, in all fairness, we've seen other players do that before when they didn't know, a player from Adam. Like when Sari did it for Michaela, when she was like, when Sari was like, Michaela, you need to tone it down because you're going a little crazy. But we've seen it before.
But yeah, I suppose like that made a little more sense to me because Sari was saying that she saw herself in Michaela. Whereas this, like, I was just very confused from the get-go why Allie was like kind of aligning with Patrick when everybody else wasn't, and it was just kind of a strange situation. That's great insight.
I do have to say though, Allie might be playing the best game right now.
Absolutely.
She has a relationship with every single person in the Hustler tribe and talks to each one of them individually.
And she's super relatable. I feel like the viewers love her. I feel like once we go to the merge, like she's gonna have no problem.
Well, she's super relatable because she's almost playing Derek from Big Brother 16. She's almost playing his game where she finds things in common with people and then exploits them with it. Like, she's almost like just trying to create relationships based on random things.
Sure.
And then like just working with them until she has to get rid of them.
Yeah. No.
Especially with Patrick, you saw she automatically had something in common with him because they were friends in college. But once she was like a cancer to his game, she just got rid of him.
Yeah.
There was no reason to keep him.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great point too. How does everybody feel about the Cole Jessica lovebird situation?
They already broke
You
up in
hate
real
that.
life. So
They did?
yeah.
So they were together for a little bit after
They were
the show.
together a little bit after the show.
Oh.
It's just weird. And then we find out that she's a 30-year-old virgin, which isn't a bad thing, you guys. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just, she... Where did you think that it was gonna go? You clearly have been you have this integrity and the self-respect for yourself to like.
But like, this is a game on Survivor. Like, just wait until you get off the thing.
It's just weird.
She basically says to him like, "You're not going to the end without me, right?" And I'm like, okay, like let's differentiate this a little bit.
At least she's realizing in her confessionals that it could be a problem for her game. For Figgy and Taylor, it was we're gonna be together forever throughout the whole game.
Couple.
Yeah. Who also broke up after the show.
Yeah.
But they don't last in Survivor.
No.
Yeah. Cole shares basically the idol situation with Jessica, which I didn't think was a bad move. I think that they're aligned. That's fine. She should share it. But then Cole has this big idea to go tell everybody about the idol. Why?
It doesn't make sense.
It was way too early, as Jessica stated. And you can tell when we were watching, Jessica was sitting there like silent. She was not happy with this. And I also found it funny how she's like, we should have decided this together if this is what we wanted to do. I'm like, it's not your idol. Like, it is not your idol.
The two invisible people, Rourke and Desi, were very excited to hear something that involved them.
Right. That is very true. But I was really surprised at Jessica's reaction too, because Jessica, when Cole told her about Joe having an idol, she got really excited. And I was like, girl, it's not your idol, it's Joe's idol. Why are you so excited?
But she was getting excited basically because like Cole had told her, okay, you're safe. And she was like, well, how do you know? And then he says, I haven't, like, basically I'm in this idol
yes,
trio.
Knowledge is power. And yes, knowing who has an idol and when they have an idol and when they can play it, yes, is powerful and should get you excited. But she need to calm down. She just need to calm down.
I mean, let us know in the live chat, did you guys think that it was like a total mistake for Cole to go around telling everybody, or do you think maybe it could work to blindside him with, like, they could blindside Joe with his own idol?
I kind of
They're already planning it.
You forgot Joe ate raw potatoes.
Yes, another point to Joe.
Thank you.
Basically, he doesn't like the way that the food was cooked, so you know what? He just threw it away.
He's deserted on an island.
And he can't
he's
give it to...
complaining about raw potatoes.
They haven't even gotten to reward yet. The reward immunity challenge. They haven't even got to that to get food.
Right.
And he's complaining about that the potatoes are raw.
Well, it's like,
it's food.
Give it to one of your other tribe mates.
Well,
then.
that's what, oh gosh, what was her name?
Desi.
Desi, thank you. That's what Desi, because we don't know her. Because she's been shown twice, you guys.
She's super like a name tag. That just says Desi.
They all should wear name tags. When the first 2 weeks, they should all wear name tags.
Yeah,
but that's what she was saying. Like, give it to one of your tribe members if you're not going to eat it. Like, how rude and disrespectful can you be?
Yeah.
Oh, that pissed me off beyond recognition.
Absolutely. A lot of people in live chat are saying that it was a mistake, which, I mean, who knows if it is, but obviously I feel like we kind of all came to the consensus that it was a mistake. It was just too
obvious.
early. Yeah. I mean, I guess we don't really know how close they are to Rourke and Desi and whatnot, but...
Well, because they haven't... Did they go to Tribal week 1? Was it? Yeah, that was them week 1. Went to Tribal. No, never mind. They haven't gone to Tribal yet.
Yeah.
That was Heroes.
So they think that they're kind of this cohesive...
They think that, we haven't gone to Tribal yet. We can be friends with everybody. It doesn't matter. Because I kind of feel like Cole, first of all, made the mistake in helping Joe find the idol.
Right. So
what he should have done is say, yeah, it's the raft.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. I'll
Swim
go
out
back.
there,
Yeah.
and then go find the idol in the meantime.
And then he'll go get it, yeah.
Do you guys think that he could have done that in the live chat? Sheena123, I'm giving you a shout out. Thanks for always joining us.
And Chelsea M90's got to get a shout out too because that's my girl.
Let us know what you guys think if you think that it was a mistake.
Let us know, guys. We love you guys in the chat.
Yeah. So moving on to immunity. It seemed like before when they explained it, I was like, oh, this is an easy challenge. Like, but then we kind of saw, going through all the ups and downs of the first loop and then really stacking on top all the boxes. Like, that was pretty tough. We see that the reward is chickens. For the second group, it's eggs from the chickens. And Mike sits out. Do you guys think that there was a reason why Mike sat out?
It's pretty obvious.
It's because Joe sat out last challenge, and he's the weakest one on the tribe.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Yep. And then, so basically we see all this happening. Everybody's kind of neck and neck until we get to the bags. And this was obviously a huge theme throughout the rest of the episode because Patrick... they were pretty much like in the lead, I guess.
Yeah, they had two blocks left to throw.
Right.
To throw sandbags at.
They were pretty much in the lead, but Patrick couldn't get himself to leave and not continue throwing the bags and let anybody else
Every single time Lauren said, let's switch me and you out. He went back for more.
Yeah, and you know what she said? Like, she obviously played center field for years. She can hit a catcher in the nose. Like, I think that he could have given other people a shot.
I don't think she shared that, though, with anybody until that Tribal.
No, she said it at Tribal Council. She said that her and Allie were talking about it behind
Because
her.
I thought that too until Tribal, yeah.
I'm like, if you didn't say something about it, then why are you just assuming that Patrick would be like, oh, yeah.
Right.
But Patrick was being selfish anyways.
Totally.
He was definitely monopolizing the challenge.
Yeah, I agree, because I thought that she hadn't said anything until Tribal, and I'm like, well, you can't get mad at that. But then she said that, Allie and I had mentioned this, so it obviously was just something that wasn't shown.
But also, who actually thought Patrick was going to listen to Allie's advice?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've seen before that he just doesn't really care about.
And, just to play devil's advocate really quick, even if Lauren had stepped up and, switched with Patrick, there's really no telling, like Allie said at Tribal, that Lauren would have done any better either.
Yeah.
Like, it's a game of chance, you guys, no matter how good your aim is. Like, they didn't have Allen, who was an NFL player, pitching or throwing.
Well, he was not a player who threw the ball at all.
I mean, but I'm just saying, he had to have thrown it sometime in his NFL career.
Once in his life. Yeah. So the healers were actually, they got to the mat and they had completed it, but they missed a block. But
it didn't affect anything.
Yeah, thank God they still came out second.
It doesn't take that long to just pop somebody up there, put the block in there.
Yeah,
it took them a while to figure out that they missed the block, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly would have preferred second because then I wouldn't, killing the chickens wouldn't have been anywhere near me.
You get eggs,
I'm great.
Wait, do you know what's going to be awful, though? Is that now that they're going into a tribe swap, the people who won the chickens aren't going to be able to use the chickens.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
But they have another day or two, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Before the next immunity. And then we see that Hustlers are back to Tribal again, second week in a row.
Yay.
So something that I wanted to point out at camp was, okay, so Patrick and Lauren were talking to each other about how Patrick kind of messed it up for everyone. But Patrick was saying, yeah, I'm sorry, I should have been better. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't have been better. You should have just let it be a team effort. It doesn't matter if you were good or bad at the challenge. It's letting other people step in and really making it a team effort. That's what he should have been apologizing for.
But in terms of Survivor, when you're, this early in the game, things can turn on you really, really quick. It could be the littlest thing, I dropped a fish or I threw a potato in the jungle.
Last season.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to share the fault if you're going to lose with other people? Why wouldn't you not monopolize the challenge and divvy it up amongst people? That way, if you do lose, you can say, well, I was the only one playing.
But he was
everybody else was playing.
And at that point, they were so far behind that, and then he just kept going. It's like, well, at this point, give somebody else a chance, like you said. So it's like a group thing.
Yeah. I totally forgot that they were even competing in the immunity challenge. They were so behind.
They were very behind, very behind. So Patrick and Lauren, they like hate each other, and it's super awkward between them. Which is why I thought it was kind of weird that Patrick like goes up to Lauren in the water, like on his own,
and then he starts like smiling, like
grinning.
Then, like in his confessional, he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm just I'm gonna like talk to her and like see what her thoughts are." And like she immediately asks him, "So who are you voting?" And he just smiles.
Yeah, with a clear intention. Yeah, so it's like either talk to her and
I'm totally not voting you, Lauren, because I like you.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. No, he was totally baiting her. He was totally egging her on. Like he just wanted to show off. He wanted to brag. And that's exactly why he went over there.
What's so funny is that Patrick actually thought that he was the safest player on his tribe.
Right. No, and that's what seems to be like. I mean, obviously it's a lying and manipulative game, but I mean, come on. He said when he got voted out that he had no inclination he was getting voted out. Really?
Not possible.
Nothing?
Well, actually, I kind of feel like that he trusted Devin and Ryan so much.
Yeah.
Because he said the bros.
Also trusting Allie.
Like he immediately said like, oh, the bros have my back in Allie. Like as in the bros. Like Ryan and Devin were gonna keep him safe.
I mean, I'm just gonna go back to what Ryan said last tribal, because they were just there last week or 3 days ago. Was when he said, there's 5 people up here. There's 5 different agendas. There's 5 people, same agenda, different plans. What was it? I'm messing that up, guys. What did he say? Because there was something that
same plan, different agenda.
Same agenda, 5 different plans, something like that. But like just that alone, if Patrick was really paying attention to his tribe mates, he probably would have been like not as surprised.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Ryan and Devin are kind of debating or not whether to send home Lauren or to send home Patrick. And at first they do say like, oh, maybe we can take the bros to the end, and then it kind of like shifts more towards.
Devin convinced Ryan immediately. Like, why would you? Especially if there's a merge or tribe swap. Obviously not a merge this early, but tribe swap. You don't want Patrick.
Yeah, it really seems to like
he just causes drama. It doesn't do anything.
And I mean, imagine him in the merge too, like just trying to make those relationships. Like he just isn't.
He would be equal to Taylor. Taylor and Millennials versus Gen X. Patrick in the merge would be equal to Taylor, causing drama to cause drama. It doesn't make sense what his goal is in the game.
Taylor was causing drama?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the right person?
Food?
Oh, yeah.
Just eating all the food. Just
Right.
Do you think that Devin was responsible for changing Ryan's mind, or do you think it was Lauren going up to Ryan and being like, hey, we're the weirdos and
I think it was none of them. Because I think Ryan is smart enough to look at each situation and see what's best for his game in that situation. I think Devin's just going to follow Ryan no matter whatever Ryan wants to do. Ryan did a really good job first day giving Devin information.
I think that Ryan, like you said, is a very smart guy. Like, he knows what's going on. And him and Devin are really, like, they're in a power position at this point. They can really dictate the votes here. And I don't know if Lauren going up to him made so much of a difference, because he seemed a little turned off by it when he talked to Ryan, saying, oh yeah, Lauren came up to me and said, we're the odd ones out, and they were kind of, I don't think it really like made a difference to him. Like he kind of just made the decision on his own. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. And then moving into tribal, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, as you said, Allie brings up the point that we don't know what would have happened either way if Patrick had been in or if anybody else had been in, and that they just need to look forward from here, which I think is a great point.
It's a great point, but I think she was just trying to protect Patrick just in case he changed his outlook on the game in the middle of tribal council. I don't exactly think... I think she went into tribal thinking, I'm voting Patrick out, because he literally does nothing for her other than be supportive to her, kind of. Like, not really. She does not. He does nothing in general.
I don't know how. Like I don't know how, if you're on tribal, I don't know if your decision is made up as soon as you go into tribal who you're voting for, because I honestly felt like Lauren going into tribal and like she was fired, she was rapid ready. She was like pointing fingers. She was like, you monopolized the challenge, you did this, you did that. Like she was ready to fight.
She tried to grill him at any chance.
She was just
right. So I think that she thought that she was going home at tribal. So I don't think anybody's mind was really made up.
I don't think she was going home. I think she thought because Patrick was saying he was voting for her, she was just making sure that he was going home.
Okay.
I don't exactly think she thought she was going home, because she knew she had, as you said confessional, she said she had Devin, Ryan, and Allie.
Yeah.
And she said that
was
she was
pretty
going to
sure
make a
about it,
huge fight for herself when she got tribal. She's like, I'm not going down without a fight.
Right.
I mean, I think she did a great job making her case.
Oh, so do I. I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing that she said was it's not just about him losing the challenge today. It's about the fact that he's not going to be a team player for future challenges. And how could you possibly use somebody like that?
But the thing I think about Lauren, and maybe the tribe like may have looked past a little bit, like they were saying that Patrick, if he went to the merge, like wouldn't be able to, you know, make those relationships and whatnot, whereas Lauren would. But like Lauren being on the outs of her tribe and still making it this far with her tribe, when they go to the merge, like she's obviously, we said they're all like 20, 25-year-olds, and she's a little older, and she can just get in with anybody else, I feel like, at this point, and just totally leave the rest of her tribe behind, which might work in her benefit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know. I guess it could go either way. Also, Ryan says something that going into the merge, they're going to be the only tribe with unity.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys think that that's true?
Yes.
Going to the tribe, no, because there's a tribe swap right after this. They're going to be split up. Ryan
they're
and
gonna do their own
Devin
thing.
could be split up.
Right.
And I feel like as soon as they switch tribes, which they're obviously doing next week because of the preview, I feel like Lauren's gonna jump ship real quick. She's gonna be like, you know what? I don't trust you guys, so bye.
It's wherever she fits in.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Which
have a weird
makes sense.
feeling that Jess and Cole are going to be on the same team when they do the swap. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just have a really
I feel
weird
the same way.
feeling.
I think what's interesting though is that, just speaking of Patrick really quick, he owns a small business. You'd think that he would be more personable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm pretty sure he took over his father's business, and like he kind of just was grown into the business itself. Like I'm pretty sure actually his brothers run the business, and he just happens to
Sure.
be a part owner of it.
Yeah.
We
and
also-
just,
He's not very smart.
yeah.
in general.
Well, just speaking of you know, owning your own business and just in that umbrella, we have a little message from our sponsors of ZipRecruiter. If you are in need of a great talent, if you're in need of great talent for your business but short on time, you don't have to get lost in a huge stack of resumes to find your perfect hire. You just need the right tools, a smarter tool, and that's where ZipRecruiter comes in. With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just one click, so you can rest easy knowing your job is being seen by the right candidates. Now, ZipRecruiter puts its smart matching technology to work, actively notifying qualified candidates about the job within minutes of posting, so you receive the best possible matches. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other hiring sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on the right candidates finding you, it finds them. No wonder 80% of its employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. You can find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by growing businesses of all sizes and industries to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, listeners listening to our channel can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. Yes, it's for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/buzz, B-U-Z-Z. That's ziprecruiter.com/buzz. One more time to try it for free.
For free.
Go to ziprecruiter.com/buzz.
If you don't know that, ziprecruiter.com/buzz, by now,
Yes.
you got to learn it.
Yes. So if you're in need of hiring, go to ziprecruiter.com/buzz and check that out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, ZipRecruiter.
Before we get into our fantasy draft and our predictions, I did just want to point out the way that Patrick kind of left the scene.
You mean a small business owner who should probably use ZipRecruiter to hire?
Right. Saying, you guys are awful. And basically just being like, just a total bad sport.
I trusted you all game long.
He goes, I hope that you guys
Too
don't
early
have
to get rid of me.
don't have good gameplay. You're horrible people, and
my
I hope that
God.
you fail.
He was so salty, you
It's the
guys.
worst.
Like,
literally the worst.
I was very surprised at how, like, bitter he was.
I just always, like, whenever people go out that way, like, you remember them for that, and I just feel like every time somebody goes out, like, even if they were totally blindsided or if everybody was against him, and when you go out classy, like, that's, you know,
Yes.
that's a good thing, and people are always
Yeah.
going to remember that. Like, I feel like no matter how mad you are, like,
I think
Come
it's because
on.
he truly thought he was the mastermind.
Yeah.
He truly thought that. I don't
felt he was safe.
understand
Yeah,
how.
which it's just I just
there were
feel
so
like
many
it's
signs.
yes,
pointing
and
to
it's
it,
too early for you to be like that naive to think that you are 100% safe. And I just loved how he was smiling throughout the entire episode. But when his name got read and
Yeah,
Jeff
he's
was like the third person voted out, he was dead stone faced.
Stone cold.
I was like, "You're not smiling now, are you, Patrick?" Sorry, I'm not sorry.
For sure. So that was our episode 3.
Yes.
My Kisses Are Private. So now, as a little fun thing, we're gonna get into our fantasy draft. And hey, everybody in the live chat, by the way, you guys are supposed to send me some DMs on who I was supposed to pick.
Yeah, nobody sent me anything either.
Didn't get any. So I'm just gonna go with my own
We're
picks,
on
and
our
then
own.
and then don't get mad at me for it later, okay? So I get the first pick
Because you are lead host.
because I've decided. Thank
Rightfully
you.
so.
I was gonna say yeah. So I'm gonna go with Allie.
Okay.
Okay,
That's fine.
Fine. I am going to take Ryan.
Okay.
Okay, on behalf of Mike. Oh, God damn it. I am taking, I'll take Ben.
Okay. Ben.
Oh, okay.
I got my number 1. I'm drafting for Dominique, and I just got my number 1 pick on the big board.
Who?
I'm gonna pick Chrissy.
Oh, she was my next one. Okay.
Okay.
Chrissy goes to Dom.
Okay.
Okay, my next pick, I'm gonna go with Jessica.
Okay.
That's a very
okay.
good pick.
You think? Okay, good.
I'm gonna go with Lauren.
Okay.
I'm gonna take, I'll take Rourke.
Okay.
I think she'll end up being a bigger player once the swap hits.
I'll take Cole.
Cool. All right. I think I'm gonna go with Ashley.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Desi.
Okay.
I'll take, was Jess taken yet, Jessica?
Yeah. Yeah, I took her.
Alright. I'll take, Alan.
Oh.
Okay.
Look at that pick.
I'm gonna take Devon.
That's my next.
I was gonna pick him next too. Dom and Mike has Alan. Okay. So what we have left is Mike, JP, Joe, and Patrick. So Joe's the cowboy.
No, Joe's the, idol guy.
Oh, sorry. Ben's the cowboy.
Ben's the cowboy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Mike.
Wow.
Was that a bad pick?
No, I think...
I was gonna pick
No,
JP.
that's good.
And
Yeah.
then I panicked. I
Yeah.
panicked.
No, wait. Who's left?
JP, Joe, and Patrick. Do you want to go with Patrick?
No, I'm not gonna go with Patrick because you just got voted out. Thank you. That would literally
I'm stuck
eliminate
with
one of my
him.
players.
I think I'm stuck with him.
I'm gonna go with JP.
So I obviously have to take Joe.
And I'm stuck with Patrick.
Oh, so now you got 3 players. Sorry, Dom.
I still feel
Sorry,
like I have 3
Dom.
very strong players.
I picked Mike because I feel like Mike might have the potential to really build his character.
I agree.
Even though he's on the bottom.
Prominent too,
yeah, and he's
so
on the
he
bottom
could
right
come
now.
up.
But as we move forward into the merge, like who knows? Maybe
well,
he'll
so
kind
tribe
of show
swap.
Yeah.
He can fit in to it. Like maybe he can fit in with the hustler guys.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
outcasts.
Yeah, well, that's why I picked Lauren because I'm like, Lauren, as soon as this whole merge happens, I think that she's going to really blossom. And Desi, I feel like, just based on seeing what she can do today, she's one of those, like, flying under the radar, I'm going to listen more than be actively trying to do
That's
something.
why I picked Rourke.
Yeah.
See, that I was going to pick Rourke too, but I was like, okay, I like Desi.
Yeah, because I haven't like seen anything from Rourke.
I know.
Rourke,
Yeah,
so it's
that's
like,
true.
But so that's our little fantasy draft. Let us know who you guys picked in the draft, and let's now get into predictions.
Oh, who picked Evan? Was that?
I did. I picked Evan.
Okay, so that goes to Dominique James, Mirror Domains.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So yeah, real quick. So for those of you following along in the live chat, I have Allie, Jessica, Mike, and Ashley. Timothy, you have Ryan.
Lauren, Desi, and JP.
Okay. Mike Rippey has Rourke, Ben, Alan, and Joe, and then Dom has Chrissy, Devin, and Patrick.
Nope. Cole.
Patrick.
And Cole.
And Cole. All right, cool. So predictions for next week. So we obviously are going into the swap.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, I for some reason feel very strongly that Jessica and Cole are going to be on the same team still.
The way they're editing it, for sure.
I feel like they have to be. You can't split them up right now.
But yeah, I think Ryan and Devon will get split up.
Yeah, because they're so close too. JP and Ashley, I feel like they can get split up. Who cares?
Even if they're in the same tribe, it's not going to matter. It depends on where Alan goes, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoever's Alan's going to be in a lot of trouble for this upcoming episode.
Yeah, JP and Ashley being on the same tribe, if they go to the next tribe together, like if Alan's not on the tribe, who cares? And they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, it will be a detriment to their games if Ryan and Devin are separated, because I feel like they make a really good duo, which is why I wanted him. But
I think Ryan is stronger of a player than Devin at this point. Devin's kind of following along Ryan's
of course.
Yeah.
Devin will take on a bigger role once he's away from Ryan. Because people will say, oh, big, strong man. They're going to immediately... It's how Survivor works.
Yeah.
Like, and then he'll probably get voted out, like, middle merge. And then they'll be like, oh... I better hope he votes for me and jury.
Yeah. I think that the...
Did I say merge when I said that? I meant we're going in a different tribe.
Switch, yeah. Okay. I think that the hero tribe has been very generous to Alan and very patient with him. I feel like once this whole switch happens, that people are going to see what Alan really is and then be like, no.
I don't know, actually. I think Alan might actually end up becoming sort of a Tom Westerman character.
He could, like, change his...
And I truly think he can become, like, some dominant, like... strategic mastermind and comp beast. Like, he could even, like, tie Brad Culpepper's record.
You guys, he can't even open a coconut. It takes him 30 minutes to open a coconut. I'm not giving him that much credit.
I think they might even be giving him credit for giving him 30 minutes. I think it might be more than that.
Yeah, the editing was...
To be honest.
We don't really know.
As Chelsea 90 just brought up, who's going to get screwed?
Yeah, someone's going to get screwed.
Somebody always gets screwed. Patrick just got screwed. He didn't see that
sorry,
coming.
Patrick.
Well, he didn't get screwed. Everybody knew who was going.
Who's going to be the left out person from their tribe? They're the only one on that tribe.
Yes, and I have to ask you guys this, because Lauren did say some derogatory marks toward redheads tonight. How did you guys feel about that? Just because they are our resident redheads right now.
I felt offended that she said she's never trusted a redhead.
She said redheads are always liars. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you guys are...
stuff today.
I feel like you guys are pretty trustworthy from what I've seen so far, but...
I don't know.
Maybe I have to get to know you guys better. But no, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I mean, this was a blast. You guys had some great insight. I mean, stuff that we didn't even know. This was awesome. So why don't you just quickly let our viewers know, like, where they can find you guys, what you're up to right now. You know, we actually have... Like
our
we said,
Twinger things.
Yeah, these
our stickers.
Our
the Twinger
stickers.
stickers. Let them know exactly like what you're doing on this and where they can find you.
Okay.
Our YouTube channel is called Twinger Talk, and it's a sports-based YouTube channel where we do sports interviews, sports talk, etc. And we have new episodes coming out very soon. We're editing them right now, and we're really excited to get it really going rolling.
That's great.
I will say this: if you guys talk about athletes the way that you guys talk about Survivor players, I'm sure it's a really awesome YouTube channel.
Absolutely, that's great.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter at the Matthew Royer,
and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Ben Royer,
and then our twin account at the Royer Twins.
Perfect. So make sure to go follow them and subscribe to their new YouTube channel. That'll be awesome.
Yes.
And once again, thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Where can I find you?
Guys, I am Timothy Michael. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. It was on fire tonight. And everybody who is tuning in later on, leave some comments. We'd love to read them during the week and then shout you guys out maybe in a future episode. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
And thank you guys so much for joining. As we said, make sure to give us a like, subscribe, comment in YouTube, and let us know how we're doing. We always like to get feedback. And yeah, we love having you guys every week. This was Survivor Season 35, Episode 3. My kisses are always private. We will see you next week. I'm your host, Paige Bonanno, and have a good night. Thanks, everyone.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.